I'm just going to put this out there for kind of a little fun, but uh, trying to get people to think straight uh, on how to react to something that then would have to be true. Everybody had been claiming, well, everybody originated from Africa. Everybody, everybody that's whatever come from black people. So if we white people come from black people, the Asians, Chinese, whatever, Aborigines, they all came out of Africa, just spread it out and got to be whatever. We're all Africans. There's no racism against African people. We're all Africans. If we all came out of black people, we're black. We're part of the black race. There is no pure white race. We're all part of the black race. That's the only way for that to make sense. That white people came out of black people, or for there to have been white people coming out of black people. But do you see a bunch of black people in Africa having a whole bunch of white babies to be able to create a white race all at once? Is it written down in history, recorded? I mean, I imagine, and then it stopped. I imagine that would have been talked about by their own people forever. Oh, we had this one day where just everybody had nothing but a bunch of white babies. Straight hair, blonde, red, black. There's no way for that to make sense that white people came from black people. But that's just what I want to put out there. Just something to think about, ponder on, and just, and then make up your own mind. You can let me know what you think. Comment section. I just think it's funny though. We can't be racist, but we come from, black people created us. So how can we not be racist? Or how can we be racist if black people created us? We're not racist. We're just attacking our own kind. It's just a different, darker shade. You're darker than me. I don't like it. And they grew up to be like that. People chose to be like that back then. It's a choice. Freedom. It was free to own slaves then, and it ain't free to own slaves today, but the government can own slaves. They're called the peasants, the taxpayers. You don't pay taxes. You don't get all your money and then say, here's my share. I'll volunteer to give you, to pay taxes, and have you keep control of what I'm making, and, know everything I'm making. I don't have the right to privacy to my own money, of how much I'm making, Social Security number. You work for the government. You already have a job, and they're not paying you a paycheck. They have you as an employee of the government with the all caps name and the Social Security number. Because that's the only way you can use their money that they created. They created all that. And then just slid it in there secretly and got everybody to accept it without any question. And if there was, they just told them something that sounded real good, and they just, okay, I'll accept that. And there was the tyranny right there at the beginning, 1913. Everybody was free until 1913. You don't know what it's like to be free. Everybody born before then and old enough to be able to remember what it was like before everything went. The control, our freedom started going sharp downhill to supposedly end slavery, and then we got enslaved. But It's all about slavery. It's all about racism. How, we all enslaved each other. At one point in time, we've all enslaved each other. It's just, however long it lasts, then other race gains control, has slaves over others, then it switches and everything switches, but it's, now we know it's wrong. We don't need police. We don't need soldiers here in America or whatever. We know what all is wrong. We can police ourselves now. You've taught us good. You had since 1913 to teach us all this stuff under this system. Free us. Let us police ourselves. And watch crime go all the way down to almost zero. Walk around, not be scared. Actually, now you don't have to lock your doors. You could leave your doors and windows open all night. Breeze blowing through. Because everybody's able to police themselves and the area around them. So, neighbors, we're all policing our own area around us all together. We're safe. Ain't no criminals gonna be coming around when they know that. They know they gonna get shot. They ain't gonna get to leave, but in a body bag. Crime will drop. That's why they want to take the guns out of our hands so the criminals can thrive. They got to thrive when gun control started. And they went after the good people. Pulling people over willy-nilly. You got any guns? You got any drugs? You're innocent. You ain't hurt no one. You ain't bothered no one. But I'm going to pull you over and I'm going to bother you. I read your plates. You didn't do nothing wrong. So I broke your 4th Amendment or your 5th Amendment right and 4th Amendment right. Well, no, your 4th Amendment right only. I broke your 4th Amendment right and I read your plates. Yeah, it's out in public or whatever. But if I do it and I put that on blast, reading somebody's plates and running them, and I'm not one of them, I get in trouble. But if I become one of them, put on those magic costumes, then I can do it. And I can do whatever I want. I can break the law. The Constitution is null and void. Posse comitatus is null and void. That other one. Habeas corpus, null and void, I think. Unless the Supreme Court really did shoot that down and it's still there. But I believe it's null and void. They took away what protects us from them just to say that, just so they can be able to keep the illegals that they let in legally under them, because it's legal. Biden wasn't the only one. He wasn't the only one. You can't blame him. All the others could have said, no, that ain't right. All these Americans, wait a minute. I don't think they're all American soldiers. I think they're a lot of foreigners. That's what I believe. Abbott ain't going to tell you that. All us Texans, he ain't going to tell us the full truth. He ain't transparent. He ain't for, Texas, the state, and the people that represent the state, as he represents the people that voted him in. That's all he represents. He represents you. And so everything he does while representing you, that's evil, that's under your name. Bloodshed, innocent bloodshed, that's on you. That's on your hands. Because you all keep it going. You all worship it and participate in it. It's slavery. You wake up and look around and see you're a slave. A slave has to ask for permission. Laws and rules were made for slaves. And to end slavery, they had to, instead of getting rid of all those laws they created for black slaves, every gun law created before, right when they ended slavery, then all that before, gun laws were for black people to not be able to own guns. And that's the way they treated black people too. Oh, oh, he's got a gun. Bang! I ain't gonna run up to him, grab him. He may not hurt no one, bothered anyone, done anything real bad, stole. He just ran to be free. Well, I want to run to be free. I don't want to be under their system. I don't want to have all that stuff. Oh no, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna pull you over, slave. You ain't got this and that, slave. Why ain't you got these markings? Why ain't you got these markings on your car? You know they had a marking across their chest, on their chest, their numbers. Everything, they had a star put on them. They was marked. Leaders got to mark their slaves, got to put numbers on their slaves, on a card, attach numbers to everybody, in prison numbers. In school, your locker's a number. They don't give you a locker and just a lock, and then you put your name on it. And yeah, so you can know which locker is yours in a way, but you can know which locker is yours just with your name. And you have your own lock. But it's just all crazy. So I'm about to lose my track of mind and go blank. All right. I'm kind of forgetting what I've been yapping about. All right. You all take care. Bye.